Ladies and gentlemen, UDA or Kwanza Brigade would want the police to arrest UHURU Kenyatta and Raila ODINga. Reason? For organizing demonstration that led to destruction of properties in terms of billions and creating disturbance in the city. And when you look at the people who are spearheading this, you see it is Cecile Barire, who is the able governor, and Kimani Ichung'wah, Kikuyu MP, and others. When you look at the governor who was saying this, there are allegations that the workers were last paid, is it October or August last year? And the governor cannot talk about this, cannot hold a press conference to ask the national government to pay, to send money to the county governments. As we talk, majority of the county governments are almost grinding to a halt because the government has not been sending money in time, or wakati ambapo wanatuma just a small fraction. But the national government owes the county government billions and billions of money. And none other than the chair of Council of Governors, Kenyaga Governor, Anne Waiguru, who said this just the other day. And these are the people now who are saying that UHURU Kenyatta and Raila ODINga should be arrested. And they cannot hold a presser to address the national government to fund the county governments. And again, as we talk, even the national government constituency development funds, majority of the constituencies have not received all the money. And these are now the leaders in the Kenya Kwanza government who are pressuring the president to instruct the police force. Because you see, although they are seen to be independent, there's no way they can arrest UHURU Kenyatta and Raila ODINga without the approval or the authority of William Samoei Ruto. And if they do this, what do you think will happen to this nation? If UHURU Kenyatta is arrested today, what do you think will happen to this country? If Raila ODINga is arrested today, what do you think will happen to this country? Please comment and let me know what you think can happen to this great nation. But in this video, I want us to look at the thinking or the reason behind this kind of argument by the Kenya Kwanza government. And before we do that, in case you are joining here for the first time and you have not subscribed to this channel, take that minute and subscribe. Just hit the red button. And for viewers, kindly hit the thumbs up button. That is the only way you can support this channel. The first reason, in my view, is because the government is now going to use a lot of propaganda. Propaganda is a method that is used is an art of war, is an art of politics. And propaganda is used by any government when any government is confronted by serious issues. So the government here is confronted by issues that are weighty. It is confronted by issues that is supposed to crack. Kwa mfano, wanatakiwa kuleta suluhu kuhusu haya maandamano, na ili kujaribu kuondoa haya mambo, ili watu wasizungumzie mambo haya, lazima watumie propaganda. And the propaganda here is that UHURU Kenyatta is the one who is financing the maandamano. Do you think UHURU Kenyatta is the one who is sponsoring maandamano? Do you think he's the one who is funding maandamano? What evidence is there to indicate that he's the one who is financing maandamano? The second reason, in my view, is because the government is using what we call test the waters. Test the waters. Uone vile watu watafanya. Kwa hapa kile ambacho kinapimwa ni kuonekana kana kwamba Wakikuyu wataanza kulalamika. Indeed, it is known that the Kikuyus, majority of Kikuyus, would not raise a figure to the government in case Uhuru Kenyatta is arrested. And that is why they cannot dare to arrest Raila Odinga. But I believe Uhuru Kenyatta can easily be arrested. And panapo moshi, pana moto ambao unaweza kuvuka pale. Kwa sababu when you look at what they have been saying, first of all, they went to Matiang'i, who was now the Prime Cabinet Secretary in William Samoei Ruto's cabinet. Matiang'i was the most powerful CS, and they wanted to see maybe what would happen. Na ndipo nikasema, unapoona mwenzako akinyolewa tiwa chako maji, I believe this government can easily arrest Uhuru Kenyatta. And they are testing the waters to see what the Kikuyus are going to say. To just read comments, even maybe in these channels, to see what you guys are going to say. Kwa sababu, ikiwa watu watauga mkono swala hili, I can tell you, the government can move very fast and arrest Uhuru Kenyatta. But I don't think Raila can be arrested. Because why I'm saying this is because Raila Odinga, I believe, is the most powerful politician in Kenya today. He is the most influential, most powerful, and he is an institution. And not only that, the Nyanza people would rise against this. There'll be unrest in Nyanza, but even in Nairobi and in many parts of the country. But arrest Uhuru Kenyatta, the Kikuyus will continue clapping when their own is being arrested. So the government could be testing the waters before it moves in swiftly and arrests Uhuru Kenyatta. The other reason, in my view, is that the government want to scare Azimio Brigade. The government want to scare watu kama Timu Wanyonyi, watu wale kama Bab Owino, wengine wale kama wale ambao tunaona wakiwa katika mstari wa mbele, wale ambao tunaona wakipigania maandamano, wale ambao tuliona jana wakikabiliana na polisi ana kwa ana, watu kama Kalonzo Musyoka. The government want to scare these people, akina Martha Karua, because scaring people is also an art. Maybe you scare them so that they fear continuing with maandamano, kwa sababu watasema ikiwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta anaweza kutiwa baroni, seuze sisi kina mama kama Martha Karua na Kalonzo Musyoka and others. Kwa it is a way of scaring Azimio so that they don't continue with maandamano. But I believe this one cannot stop them, because yesterday when I was watching, when I was looking at these people, the way they are determined, in fact, this team is prepared to die. The people, the leaders of Azimio are prepared to die. Hivyo ndivyo ambavyo vilijitokeza jana dhahiri, kwa sababu they were not scared of anything. Not even the tear gas, not even the water cannons, not even live bullets. Nothing was scaring these people. Na kwa hivyo ni jambo ambalo tunaona kwamba si jambo ambalo linaweza kuwafanya wawe waoga au waanze kuogofya. Again, the government want to create a narrative. A narrative that Uhuru Kenyatta want to destabilize the government. The former regime is working against the current regime. That is the narrative that the government want to create, which is wrong in my view. What the government needs to do is to focus on the issues at hand, is to focus on the problems affecting Kenyans. But now, I've said the greatest problem facing William Samoei Ruto's government is that hawatu badala ya kufanya kazi unaona wakifanya siasa, badala ya kufanya kazi utaona wakiwa katika mambo ambayo hayafai, mambo ambayo haleti faida yote kwa mwananchi wa kawaida. And that is how you fight people being very much annoyed. That's how you fight people being restless. That is how you fight people joining Raila Amolo Odinga. Kwa sababu watu wanajiuliza maswali mengi. Is this the government that we elected? Did we elect this government so that it can start creating fear, so that it can start arresting people, so that it can start threatening or accusing the former regime? The government was elected to solve the problems. The government was elected to steer the nation in the right direction. But that is not what is happening. Again, I believe Raila Amolo Odinga has been creating headlines. Everywhere you see, it is Raila Amolo Odinga. Look at any print media. Go to any social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. You find it is Raila Amolo Odinga. Everywhere, including the international media. And I understand that Raila Odinga, together with Azimio, made headlines in Al Jazeera, VOA, and BBC. And this is something that is scaring the government, because now the attention of the world is focusing on what is happening in Kenya, and is now listening to what Azimio has been saying. And now the government want to create a narrative that even if these guys are getting headlines, are being focused by the international media and the local media, yule mtu ambaye anajaribu kusabaratisha serikali ya William Samoei Ruto ni Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That is the narrative the government want to create. Again, the government, these guys want to please the masters. You know, kuna kitu kimoja ambacho kinatokea katika nchi za Kenya, na jambo hili limekuwepo tangu zamani. Remember, people like JJ Kamotho. JJ Kamotho would do anything to please Arap Moi. He could do anything. Mwingine alikuwa anaitwa nani? Alikuwa anaitwa, is it Chotora? Machotora, something like that. From Nakuru. The guy could do anything to please Arap Moi. The same case applies to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Kuna wale ambao walikuwa wanaweza kufanya chochote. Kwa mfano Murathe angefanya chochote just to please Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. It is the same thing here. These guys want to please the king, and the king will be very, very happy. And the king, instead, these are the kind of people who will never tell the king the reality. The reality on the ground is that people are hurting. The reality on the ground is that people are not happy. The reality on the ground is that the cost of living is very high. The reality on the ground is that people now are questioning the government. Kwa nini serikali inatumia njia mbadala, njia ambazo hazifai kuwa zinatumiwa kuleta suluhisho la kiuchumi, suluhisho wakati ambapo kuna mgogoro wa kisiasa. That is not what we would expect from the government at this time. Again, I believe they want to ukiangalia tunaona kwamba this government is looking for a way of revenging. All said and done, revenge mission is something that this government is taking very seriously. The government is very keen on revenging and actually doing and what was done to them. If there is anything bad that was done to them by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, they are very keen to ensure that they have revenged. And they finally do it. Finally, they will do it. When you see them doing like this, finally, they will come to do it. And revenge is not something good in a government. And therefore, upon this channel, if there is one person who was supposed to revenge, it is Mwai Kibaki. Mwai Kibaki, who was the vice president in Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi's government, was almost sacked or demoted to the health minister. Hakujali chochote, and he was stripped of all powers. In fact, hangeweza kusema chochote because Moi was very insecure. Moi felt that Kibaki was a threat, and when he took over, even if the economy was in ICU, it was almost dead. He resurrected the economy and continued with life, and he did not even mention Arap Moi. Hakumtaja hata siku moja. He did not even blame the Arap Moi's government. And he continued. And it is during Kibaki's time that the greatest economic development was realized in this nation. Again, the same trend was repeated by UHURU Kenyatta. He took over the government and continued from where Kibaki had stopped. But now, when William Samoei Ruto took over the reins of power, he engaged the reverse gear. He started looking backward instead of moving forward. You cannot drive the country by using the rear mirror. You have to look forward. Lazima tuangalie mbele. Hili ni gari. And what should because he's the driver, he should tell the people to fasten the belt. Wakenya tunafaa kujifuga mikada. Hivyo ndivyo ambavyo Uhuru Kenyatta, no sorry for that, William Samoei Ruto anafaa kuambia wananchi. Waambie mimi ni dereva lenu, ni kukaza mikada. Safari ianze. Safari ya kufufua uchumi. Safari ya kuleta wananchi pamoja. Safari ya kuunganisha nchi. That is what we expect. We don't expect the blame game all the time. Again, this is running out of option, if you ask me. The government seems to be running out of options. Kwa sababu ukiangalia utaona kwamba there are other options that the government should have used. And now that the human rights are focusing on the way the policemen were being used, the way they were, in fact, the policemen behave like objects. You know, sometimes I ask myself, if you are told to shoot somebody, would your concerns allow you to shoot somebody, even if you are a policeman? Would your concerns allow you to hurt somebody, even if you are a policeman, even if you are obeying orders, even if it is your senior who is telling you to do something that you know it is not godly, it is not legal? Why? For instance, why should you throw tear gas canisters to a crowd that is peaceful and you are a policeman? It's just like an object that you press and useme fanya hivi na hivi. I believe the human beings have brains. I believe human beings should not be used like objects. Sometimes it is good to say no, even when it is your senior who is telling you and you feel it is not the right thing that should be done. So I think the government is now running out of options. And that's why now it is reversing to what I call divisionary tactics. Again, when I look at the government, there is fear of the repeat of what happened yesterday. Because just like Sakaja said, yesterday, Nairobi County just corrected half of the revenue that they correct every day. And he said that we cannot continue like this. We cannot continue operating Nairobi like this. One thing I like about Sakaja, ndio mgala muwe na haki umpe. Johnson Sakaja is a guy who is very reconciliatory. Ni mtu ambaye anaweza kuwaleta watu pamoja. Angalia jinsi ambavyo anashirikiana na watu wa Azimio. Look at the way he even involved members of Azimio in his government by consulting Raila ODINGA and others. And he has been able to manage the county of Nairobi in a very professional way. And he's not happy with what is happening in Kenya Kwanza. If you ask me, I would say Kenya Kwanza is wrong on saying that Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila ODINGA should be arrested. They should not be arrested. This would be dividing the nation. This would be inviting chaos in this nation. And that is my take. Guys, this is Kamango, the tallest man in Black Africa. May you have a blessed evening. Bye-bye.